Can you believe the incredible comedic history of Chris Farley? Chris Farley was a key staple of the 1980s and 1990s. He brought laughs to millions of fans. Farley's comedy style was always over the top and unique. That is what set the SNL star apart. As of late, Farley's name has been trending a lot on social media, especially on TikTok, as video of him recording the lines from Shrek have been going viral. Younger audiences around the world are now wondering who exactly Chris Farley was. He was a comedic genius that brought light to the world around him. Let us go through a deep dive about the history of Chris Farley, the funny, incredible man. Farley was born in 1964 in Madison, Wisconsin, to Thomas and Mary Ann. Thomas was the owner of an oil company and Mary Ann was a stay-at-home mother. Farley would grow up with 4 siblings in a strict Catholic household. They would always do their best to attend Mass, and the family had strong religious beliefs. Each of the Farleys would attend parochial school in the Madison area. After spending his youth in Madison, Farley decided he would attend Marquette University. During his time at Marquette, Farley would join the rugby union. Farley showed off his incredible athletic ability on the field with his strength and size. He would also double major in communications and theater while attending the school. At Marquette, he would also discover his love of comedy. Farley would build such a legacy at Marquette that the university now offers a Chris Farley Scholarship. After his time at Marquette, Farley would go on his way for his comedy journey. Farley would make his way to Chicago doing improv. He would first perform at the Improv Olympic. Eventually, he would start at Chicago's Second City Theater, starting on the same day as Stephen Colbert. At first, Farley would be utilized as part of the traveling group for Second City. However, it would not be long until he would join the regular cast. In 1989, after he had been promoted to the main cast, he began having great success at Second City. Farley developed his love of being physical in his comedy. At the start of the 1990s, Farley would join the revived SNL cast. He'd be introduced on the same day as Chris Rock, as well as other young members of the new SNL Bad Boys. The group would include Farley, Rock, Sandler, Meadows, Spade, and Schneider. Though their ratings at the time were not as good as previous years, the show would develop a strong following, with the cast including Farley becoming one of the most successful post-SNL careers. Farley would develop himself as a comedic genius during his time at SNL. He would create characters like Matt Foley and Todd O'Connor. These characters showcased his great physical style of comedy. Chris Farley constantly put himself in unique situations, making the audience laugh. Farley was also known for his great personality off the set. He would constantly pull pranks at the SNL office, but his time at SNL would come to an end in 1995 when he famously was laid off, or some would say fired, with Adam Sandler. Ratings were low during the season he was on, and the cast needed a shake-up. Due to executives not liking the behaviors of Sandler and Farley off-set, they forced Lorne Michaels to fire both of these actors. Many consider this to be the worst move in SNL and NBC history. Farley began his movie career with films like the Wayne's World franchise, Coneheads, Billy Madison, and Airheads. But after his time at SNL, he really began to take his film career more seriously. His first major film would be Tommy Boy. In Tommy Boy, Farley would star along his close friend, David Spade. This movie would be produced by Lorne Michaels and gross over $32 million domestically. It would also garner a cult-like following among fans and is still considered to be one of the best works Chris Farley had ever done. His second big box office success would be Black Sheep. This film in 1996 would once again co-star David Spade. It would have a great plot and strong showing. It would once again gross over $30 million domestically. It would also be beloved by Farley fans. The success of these two films would lead to him being cast in other roles, including his big break in Beverly Hills Ninja. Unfortunately, this would be Farley's last film work. It would once again do well in the box office with $38 million. Though disappointing, it was still profitable, as many believed Farley could have a good career in the world of film. Because of his growing star and his comedy success, Farley was slated to put his voice to several cartoons come the 2000s, which many believed would help propel his career even further due to his over-the-top comedy style. He had been the original voice of Shrek, with some sources stating that he recorded nearly 85 to 90% of the film. He was also slated for a role in the Disney film Dinosaur, as well as being considered for several other movies if these had success. The 2000s were set to be the decade of the Chris Farley comedy style. Sadly, none of this would happen. Chris Farley flew too close to the sun. Farley had battled drug and alcohol abuse his entire adult life. His agent had sent him to rehab multiple times. SNL had suspended him multiple times, and others struggled to work with him because of his usage. These problems would eventually catch up to him. Fans started to notice Farley's challenges on SNL and his comedy routines. Most notably, he would appear on All That in 1997. In this appearance, he would not do any physical comedy and would struggle to breathe and act. On October 25th, 1997, Farley would make his final appearance on SNL. He would appear as a host for the first time ever. Their appearance went under much scrutiny because Farley's health looked awful during this time. On December 18th, 1997, Farley would be found dead by his brother. It would be found out that he passed away from morphine and coke being in his blood. At age 33, Chris Farley was dead. But to this day, his legacy lives on. The world will never know what incredible works we could have gotten from Chris Farley, but to this day, he still makes people laugh. Chris Farley lives on in all of our memories. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe below and comment on your favorite Chris Farley moment. We appreciate all of you. Believable truths.